As a young person, I didn't feel that I had the opportunity to deal with the trauma that was inflicted on me as a young kid. I didn't even hear of abuse ever. I mean, it wasn't even talked about. We never educated in our schools or anything, so I didn't even know what to do with it or where to go. Because they are the people we need to listen to, and we need you in the change. My story broke back in 1997. For a long time I thought I was the only one that this ever happened to, and I know the way I felt. You know, I went through my first part of my life wanting to kill myself. It was the only way I knew how to get out of the chaos and the trauma that was going on in my life. And it's about all of us pulling on the rope together to create a safe community for our kids. And I think when I told my story, I realized quickly that I wasn't the only one. There was tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that reached out.
The Sheldon Kennedy Child Advocacy Centre is a wonderful collaborative centre that is made up of 4 partner organizations: the Calgary Police Service, Calgary and Area Child and Family Services, Alberta Health Services, and the Crown's Office out of Calgary, Alberta Justice.
My role at the Child Advocacy Centre is as an investigator, gathering evidence for criminal prosecution of child abuse cases. We are in one of 6 interview rooms that we have here at the Child Advocacy Centre. As you have probably noticed, they're fully monitored, audio and video recorded. The rooms were designed specifically for this purpose. Because we're co-located with Child and Family Services, usually the social worker is able to monitor the interviews that we conduct. And we have worked together long enough. I know what sort of information is important for them to be aware of, and so I can incorporate that into my interview.
Our job is to safety plan with the family to ensure that the child is safe after the incident, so no offenders are in the home, around the home, near the child. Should the family not be able to do that, we do work with them to find alternate ways to protect the child.
My role is a therapist with children ages 4 to 18 with substantiated cases of abuse, and treatment means working with the children, treating the symptoms they may have as a result of the trauma they experienced.
On this team, we're bringing in both the child and the mom, and at 0 to 3 months of age, these little babies are very vulnerable. They rely on an adult caregiver for everything: feeding, changing, emotional, bonding, attachment. So we're working with the families to figure out where they're at and what kind of supports they need. These little guys are so vulnerable at this age of 0 to 3 months that as we work with this specific population, we're working with those families, giving them tools and resources, giving them that parenting support and the resources to help them be good parents to prevent child abuse.
Since being under one roof, it's been made a significant change for all these families that we work with.
When someone comes here, you know that it's the beginning of the end of the abuse. They're going to be given the resources they need to deal with the abuse they've suffered, and we are going to deal with the offenders.
This takes a whole community saying, you know what, this is not acceptable that this happens in our community for these children. And as a community, we need to take a stand here around making sure this doesn't happen.
I think when we look at these issues, it's really about social change, and society's got to a point where we've been able to create a centre like this.